Audi's S3 has always championed subtlety, but over the years, some have seen this car's driving dynamics as being perhaps a touch too subtle. Those people might like this 4th generation version, which offers sharper looks, improved quattro traction and enhanced adaptive damping, along with an even more appealing cabin, all without delivering the kind of showy exuberance of some of its rivals. There's a choice of either 5-door Sportback or saloon body styles, and either way, you get a very complete 310 PS performance package which is cool, understated and very Audi.
At first glance you might wonder what's really changed here. The EA888 2-litre TFSI petrol turbo power plant is the same that was used in final versions of the previous generation model, and it offers the same 310 PS output with 400 Newton meters of pulling power. You have to have this unit paired with 7-speed S-tronic paddle shift automatic transmission, and you'll find basically the same engine and gearbox combination used right across the VW group in products as diverse as the Skoda Octavia VRS, the Volkswagen T-Roc R and the Cupra Attica, usually allied to 4-wheel drive. This Quattro system has now been lightly revised, along with a switch in functionality for the optional adaptive damping system. That suspension change is probably the most significant alteration here. The previous magnetic ride setup, Audi now says, was a bit too sporty, and it's now been replaced by hydraulic adaptive damping governed by a central control unit that also oversees the 4-wheel drive and torque vectoring by braking systems, all of which should continue to make this car superbly easy to drive quickly and precisely. 62 from rest occupies just 4.8 seconds on the way to a top speed that has to be limited at 155 miles an hour. And the engine note changes with the mode you choose from the standard Audi Drive Select system, relatively hushed for everyday journeys and long distance cruising, and crisper and more bass heavy when you select Dynamic for more challenging drives. There's a choice of 2 S3 body styles, the 5-door Sportback variant we have here and the alternative 4-door saloon. Compared to its predecessor, the S3 Sportback is 3 centimetres longer and wider than before. The saloon version, if you're interested, is 4 centimetres longer and 2 centimetres wider. The front, with its silver-trimmed corner air inlets, is dominated by the usual Audi single-frame grille with its large rhombus pattern. This adornment is flanked by LED headlights with LED daytime running lights. The main beams can, as here, be had with Audi's advanced matrix LED technology, in which case the digital daytime running lights will consist of a pixel array made up of 15 LED segments, 10 of which form 2 vertical lines. In profile, aluminium door mirror surrounds confirm membership of Audi's S-Series, and the silhouette is dominated by the way that this pronounced shoulder line extends from the headlights all the way back to the rear lights, below which the body curves inwards. That's a fresh element of Audi design. At the rear, this larger, long roof edge spoiler makes the flatter rear screen seem lower, and width is also emphasised by this large lower diffuser with its 4 trademark exhaust tailpipes. So, an evolved exterior, but what's it like inside? Model-specific touches include this smart red-trimmed start button and S badging on the perforated leather-trimmed steering wheel. But what you'll notice just as much is something common to all Mark IV A3s, what Audi calls a new level of digital technology, although it's been incorporated here much less self-consciously than it is in a comparable fast Golf. As is Audi's current style, black panel tech dominates with hidden screens that you don't notice until you fire the engine. At which point the 10.1-inch HMI centre screen and this now standard 10.25-inch virtual cockpit instrument binnacle both spring into life. So, time to take a seat in the rear. Now, given that the 1.43 metre height and the 2.64 metre wheelbase dimensions of this Mark IV model are unchanged over the previous generation design, we weren't expecting too much here. And sure enough, as with most cars in this segment, it's not particularly spacious in the back. Still, a pair of modestly proportioned adults would enjoy some reasonable comfort back here, and that's helped by a small 3mm increase in elbow room this time around. And what's on offer here is directly comparable to what you'd get in either of this model's two closest premium badged segment rivals, the BMW M135i and the Mercedes-AMG A35. Boot space is rated at 370 litres for the saloon or 325 litres for this Sportback variant. If you push the rear bench fully flat, you'll have up to 1145 litres of room to play with. The latest S3 certainly prioritises efficiency in its engineering. High-tech features like the Audi valve lift system, which adjusts the lift of the intake valves as required to ensure optimum combustion chamber filling, and comprehensive thermal management measures. They help to strike an impressive balance between ebullience and efficiency, as does the 7-speed S-tronic paddle shift automatic gearbox with its lightning fast gear changes and economy-conscious freewheeling function. As a result, this car in both its forms is capable of a pretty impressive set of WLTP rated efficiency figures, 34.9 mpg on the combined cycle and a CO2 reading of up to 183 grams per kilometre. No one actually needs an S3, but then no one actually needs a hot hatch either. So if you can afford to get yourself a shopping rocket, why not buy one that makes you feel the way that this car does? The joy of ownership here doesn't necessarily come from clipping apexes at the limit of grip, although the S3 will indulge you in that way if you want. Instead, it comes from owning something jewel-like and exclusive, a very, very quick car that doesn't overly immerse you in the business of going, well, very, very quickly. The thinking person's super hatch. Well, you're looking at it right here.